morning, everyone. Professor Stoker here. I hope you all are having a wonderful spring break. I just wanted to record this video to talk about two assignments that are coming up. The first one is due either today or tomorrow, depending on the class that you're in, and that is to create a blog for this course. So what is a blog? A blog is sort of like an online web page where you can post short excerpts of writing, almost like a journal, but kept online. Some of you may have written a blog before, others may not have. I just want to walk you through what the assignment is so that you are ready to do it, because we won't have a chance to meet before the assignment is due next week. So the first part of the assignment is due either today or tomorrow, and that's to create the blog. I have created a video that explains in detail how to create a blog using the Blogger platform. You need a Google account. You can use your Trinity Google account for this, and the instructions are outlined in some detail on that video. You can also create a blog using other platforms, like for instance WordPress. This might be worth doing if you were thinking about having a career where you may have to do some sort of like web editing or something like that, because many organizations use WordPress as their website, and knowing how to create a WordPress blog can be an advantage there for your career, because you can say that you've used WordPress before. So if you want to do that, you can try it, but I have not provided instructions on how to do that. You'll have to figure it out yourself. But just check out that link, and there is a link to the assignment in the discussion board below. The second part of the blog is due next week, either on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what class you're in. And that is to make a blog post. What does this blog post involve? Well, it's a short piece of writing of about 350 to 400 words on a contemporary issue in global affairs. It's supposed to be based on concepts presented in the reading for that week. So what does that mean? Basically, you do the reading for the week and look for things that interest you. It might be concerning a region. So for instance, next week we're going to be talking a little bit about Latin America. So you might choose a news article on Latin America to talk about. What are you supposed to write about? Well, I want you to express your opinion and perspective on that particular issue, using the blog as its source. So you're doing things at once, several things at once. You are reflecting on the piece of writing that you've read, but then you're also stating your own opinion. And I assign you specific sources to use. So for instance, for next week, you need to use an article from the journal Foreign Affairs. How do you find Foreign Affairs? Well, you can get on the library website. And I'll show you here in just a second how to do that. Hi, everyone. I'm going to show you how to find a journal using the library website. So if you look at the screen, you're seeing here the Trinity Library webpage. There are a lot of ways to navigate to this. You can use the URL at the top, or you can just Google Trinity DC Library, and it will take you to the page. So you scroll down, it says Start Your Research. You go past the Discovery Service, and you look all the way to the bottom to Trinity Library and WRLC Resources. You'll see here on the right side that there is something called Publication Finder. You can click on it. This takes you to the full text finder, which allows you to search for publications by names. You then put in the name of the publication that you're looking for. Here, I'm going to search for Foreign Affairs. And if you see, there's a lot of different journals that drop down. There's Foreign Affairs, there's UCLA Journal of Law and Foreign Affairs, there's Indian Foreign Affairs Journal. Which one are we looking for? We are looking for, yes, the first one, Foreign Affairs. So make sure you choose the right one. You then are going to see a variety of different options. Here you have two different choices for Foreign Affairs. So let's take a look at full text access and see what we have. This first one has lots of different choices, but most go from 87 or 1990 to the present. This is what you want. There's another Foreign Affairs down here that is from 1923 to 1985. This is only going to give you very old editions of this journal, so we're not interested in that. So we'll just pick one of these, Academic Search, or well, that should be fine, and see what it gives us. Here it takes us to Foreign Affairs. You could search by particular issues, but that's only if you know which issue to look at. A better way to do it is to click Search within this publication. So if we, for instance, want an article about Latin America, we would then add Latin America in parentheses as a search term, and then we click Search. And here there are 303 different articles, including this one, the United States Missed Opportunity in Latin America. And you can see that you can either click on it, or you can get the full text in HTML, or you can get the PDF text here. Now, you may also want to search for it even further if you want particularly new options. So for instance, the first one is from 2024. It's pretty recent, but the second one is already 9 years old at this point. I'm making this video in 2014. So how can you adjust that? You can click Advanced Search and choose the date. Where is the date? Okay, so I'm not able to choose dates here. Let's see. Here we go. We scroll down and we click Publication Date. You can click the start year. So let's say since 2022. And you can put it in end year if you want to, although I don't think you have to. So we'll click end year 2024. And we click Search. That gives us only 10 articles, but these are all recent articles about Latin America. I hope that clarifies how to find a journal and how to find recent articles from the journal. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm now going to walk you through the rubric to the assignment to make sure that you understand how it will be graded. The first category is perspective. Does the blog contain the student's own views, or is it simply a summary of the text? If your view is clearly present, you'll get full credit for this. But if you're just summarizing the text, you probably won't get many points at all. The second is use of sources. So first off, have you used at least an article from the correct source? Is the article cited correctly? This is really important. And so I'm going to take a minute now to show you how to cite your source correctly in a blog. You don't use footnotes or in-text citation. You use something called a hyperlink. So I'm going to show you now what a hyperlink is and how you create it. I am now going to show you how to create a hyperlink, which is the preferred form of citation for blog posts. In your word processor, type your sentence out, then get the web link ready. This will be the URL for whatever website you want to link in. Let's pretend it's www.cnn.com. You then cut and paste this, or at least cut it. Highlight the word you want to put the hyperlink on, and then click link. You can right click on it and click link. You could also find it under the Insert tab. At any rate, this Insert Hyperlink will come up, and you can paste the address here and click OK. You then have the hyperlink there, and if anyone wants to access the source, all they have to do is click on it. Continuing now with the rubric. Every blog post needs to include an idea from the reading. So the example we used earlier was Latin America. This will change from week to week, but in general, your blog post should relate at least tangentially to the material that you're reading about for the week. Depth of analysis. Does the blog make a clear argument? Does it incorporate evidence from the reading to support the argument? Are all points logical? Are there appropriate transitions between points? And then finally, there are two technical areas that your writing will be evaluated on. First off, mechanics. Are you using the correct spelling and grammar? And then finally, formatting. Does the blog display normally on the web page, or are there, for instance, hyperlinks in the wrong place? Is there text that is outside of the margins, etc.? If there are any issues with this and you can't figure out how to solve them, please come talk to me so that we can look at it together and try to resolve it. And then finally, there are a couple of things that can also lose you points. If you don't write about a global affairs issue, if you write about something more local, like for instance, you write about the American presidential election without taking a global perspective on it, you might be docked some points. You might also lose some points if you just submit a single block of text that's not disambiguated into different paragraphs, because that can end up being a little bit confusing. This does need to be a polished piece of writing that people will read. So please take the time to divide it into separate paragraphs and make sure that each one has a main topic sentence. That's about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the forum below so that other people can see them and also read the answers. Thank you. Good luck.